All right. It is Wednesday, September 23rd, but you're watching this on Thursday, September 24th, because we pre-recorded is what we did. And so we're ready to bring some details to you concerning our Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championships. It's going to be taking place. Not going to say it yet. I'm going to wait. Got something in store for you when it comes to where it's taking place. So, hey, just to get the show on the road, I am Trinidad. I am a U.S. veteran, 23-year law enforcement veteran, 2-time cancer survivor, a franchise business owner of Biotech's crime and trauma scene cleaning, and a nonprofit founder of our organization, Shields for Kids. And for those of you that don't know about Shields for Kids, we're a bunch of officers who go in our off-duty time and provide for kids in the community that are in need. And we emphasize our off-duty time to be able to show the children and, of course, their parents, just how much we care about them. We're there on our own dime and on our own time to provide for these kids. We do a lot of neat things, and we'll have some neat things coming up in the future to show you what it is exactly that we do. As far as softball is concerned, I'm the coach of our San Antonio Law softball team. We won a couple of titles, won a couple of like the Chevy Wrights Sportsman of the Year Award, Pat Hill Inspiration Award winner, and the Texas Police Athletic Federation and PS.com Hall of Fame member. So that's me. We've got my co-host that is here and ready to go, Joe Monahan. Joe Monahan. What's up, brother?
Trini.
Like that hat. Like that hat. Very nice.
I like mine's a little more straight than yours.
I knew it. I know that. See, Deanna, I told you. It's on like Donkey Kong now. I know that that's not new for anyone, but I mean, it was a high school thing. He is my friend. He's the coach of Missouri Lawmen. He's the director of the Show Me Classic. He's a Louisville Sluggers Masters Division coach, head coach, because he's got a assistant coach coming in soon. East Conference Manager of the Year and the Texas Showdown Home Run Derby champ. So, Joe, I'm excited because we got a lot of great information for everybody coming up for our Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championships taking place in, let's see if we can bring that up. I'll thank Miss Shay Garza for bringing me up to date on this one. Instead of Waxahachie, which to me, it sure as hell looks like Waxahachie, we were informed, Joe, how to say it?
Waxahachie. I was just today. I was on the phone with someone at the complex, and I said something regarding Waxahachie, and he stopped me. We stopped the conversation, and he had to explain to me how to pronounce the city correctly. It's walk as if you're walking. It's Waxahachie. So don't come down here and say wax. That's okay.
So now we know Waxahachie. Very good. I know I'm going to say it wrong when I get there, so it just is what it is. But yeah, man. So it's taking place in Waxahachie, and we're going to get straight to it, man. We've got our list right now. I know, Joe, we talked about making sure that we don't say final list, but if by the time, what day do you want them to report back to you?
I think by end of day this Friday, I think that'd be the best. If the team doesn't know if they're going to come by Friday, I think they're probably not going to be able to make it. But I know there's a couple teams still out there. That 31 is a solid 31. I spoke with the majority of the people on that list, if not all of them, and they're all good to go. Plane tickets, hotels, majority have paid. So there are a couple teams out there that are still trying to put something together. So if those teams can get that together and let us know by Friday, one way or the other, because we're starting to get the schedule together, and we don't want to finish that and then have to change everything up because a team wants to be added, next week sometime.
Yeah. So let's bring that team list up again. I want to say congratulations to everybody who said we'll be there if this doesn't go in Vegas. And look at these teams, man. I think this is a super impressive lineup here. When you talk about wanting to go and play the best of the best, I mean, of course, we all go to the World Series, but man, Joe, what are some teams that are standing out? I mean, I know we got a little something special for everybody next week, but who's the top of that list right now as far as what you've heard this year that they've just been rocking and rolling?
Well, to me, based on just this year, there hasn't been many tournaments, obviously, but I know DEA Combo out west has done really well in the tournaments they've played in early this year, and Great Lakes has dominated pretty much every tournament they've played in out east. So, I mean, those two teams, I think, based on what I've seen, of course, not everyone's played.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of combo teams, SoCal Combo and Stanislaus State 48 Combo, that both, have some top notch players, and they could make some moves, and they could be really, really good and end up, making a run for the championship. But, just based off of play this year, I would say DEA Combo and Great Lakes look to be the favorites out of the gate.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I'm really happy with these teams. A lot of top tier teams that are in this tournament, but Joe's working on a way of equaling things out, making things happen so that everybody gets a great tournament in. And obviously, we have experience at this, and but I give Joe the credit. He's the one definitely hammering out everything when it comes to making this as fair as possible and with the schedule and everything else. So I'm real excited about that. Very confident everybody else is too. So thank everybody for making it happen. We really appreciate that in such a short amount of time. So we've got our registration. You need to learn how to register your team so that everything runs smoothly. And I think on this one, we want to thank Dan. And it's going to be at Dynamax Sports Gear. Dan, if you don't know, Dan McIntyre is the coach of the Midwest Heat. And if you go to Dynamax Sports Gear, I think we have his website up here in just a second. There you go. If you go there, I'll let you, Joe, talk to them about it.
So Dan made it super easy, and it's even easier than trying to search for it on Google or anything like that. Because if you go to the policesoftball.com website and go to our tournament thread, Dan put the link that goes directly to the form, and the form is super easy to fill out. It's self-explanatory. You're going to be putting the manager name, address, phone number, and then you're going to start putting in players. Before you put in the players, actually, you got the team name, and you also have an option to whether you pick upper or lower and division, and that's kind of just to help us gauge. It's not guaranteed. If you put lower, you're going to be in lower. If you put upper, you're going to be in upper. But that's just trying to help us gauge what we're looking at when we're making the schedule. Now, when you put the when you fill out the player rosters, super easy. You put the name, state, agency, their badge number, and then a phone number to reach someone at the PD if need be, and or their agency. And if they're wanting to purchase a shirt, Dan added this last box in there because he's just trying to get an idea how many shirts he should print. So if you're planning on purchasing one, just put a shirt size in there. So that Dan has a decent idea of what he's looking at, because he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to print off 15 triple XLs and then only sell 3 of them. So
yeah, and I'll break in real quick, John.
Yeah.
That I had some people who had called, or a couple that had said, "Hey, man, why don't we maybe go ahead and just make it one of those things where you can have it guaranteed, to be there. It's such a short amount of time. It can make it difficult for something like that to take place. It definitely is the best way to go, and we would do that. But in such a short amount of time, I think it's important for him. Dan's a policeman, and it's his business, that everything matters. So he just wants to get as best as he can an idea, and then he'll have them there. Like I suggested before, man, as soon as you get there, run over and grab your size, especially if you're one of those that's a XXX or one of those kind of guys, or medium or small. You might want to get over there and grab it quickly. So that's the reason why we're just saying put it in there, but make sure you understand that it's not guaranteed. You got to show up early and get your shirt.
And as far as filling this out, it's like I said, it's super easy. And as long as you have the names in front of you of your team and the badge numbers and phone numbers, it's super easy just to fill out. It took me 10 minutes to fill out. I sent a text out to my team, which I got 16 guys on the roster. I sent a text out. I said, hey, shoot me your badge number and a phone number to reach someone at your PD. I got responses back within about 5 minutes. And then after I got those back, I filled it out. It took me 10 minutes to fill out. So you guys could take the time and do that as soon as possible. The quicker we get that done, the easier it is for us to look over everything. So we don't have to do that last minute. We'd rather do that, a couple weeks in advance than to wait till the day before the tournament to start looking over all the rosters.
Yeah.
So the sooner the better as far as getting that. And also the sooner the better, obviously getting paid. And I know I think we've got 19 to 20 teams paid already. So if the remaining teams could also either Venmo their payment in or send a check to made out to Rafael Trinidad to his address there. Venmo seems to be pretty easy for a lot of people. There's been several payments made via Venmo. So either way, if you guys could get those payments in, that'd be great too, just so we can get everything rolling.
Yeah, and if you're wondering, there's that extra N in my last name if you do it through Venmo, because Trinidad was already taken, so we had to add an extra N in there. Not that anyone really cares, but I thought I'd just say that.
And all this info that we're talking about is posted on the ps.com website. So there are links and stuff like that on there that you can click on just to make it a little easier.
Well, let's highlight the eligibility, because it's a good segue from the registration form to the eligibility. So one of the things that we wanted to do was to be able to make sure that, if any issues were to come up, it makes it easiest on us as the tournament, directors, to be able to put everything to rest and just say, hey, get me somebody. Now, everybody knows someone in their department should be in their unit that, hey, Sarge, I got this tournament I'm going to. I'm going to put the number down. Is it cool if, if I give them your number, and if something comes up and they need to verify who I am, that you can, verify for me? And then, man, they're probably just going to ask you to send a quick little email on your phone or something just to say, hey, this is so-and-so. And yes, Trini does work at our San Antonio Police Department. That's all we need. Put the phone down, play. Let's play ball. We're just looking for a way of verifying something just in case. And it's cool because we've had people who have been forthcoming, who have said, hey, man, I'm curious, does this person qualify? And kudos to those people who are doing that, because to me, that's a sign of that maturity. It's a sign of respect towards the circuit, that you're making the effort initially instead of trying to just come in, and chance it. You're making that effort initially to find out. And I think that's cool.
And that's what we need, and that's what we want. We want guys that have questions to bring them up now, so we're not dealing with that at the tournament, and the tournament can run smoothly, and we don't have a bunch of hiccups where we got to stop play and try to verify people's eligibility and stuff like that. But yeah, there have been several people that have called or sent messages with questions regarding eligibility, whether it's the two-state eligibility or whether it's just an individual player's eligibility. And I actually posted on ps.com, a situation that was brought up. Basically, you had one. This was based on. This was not an individual eligibility, but more of a two-state eligibility. One of the guys, the guy that they were asking about, basically lived and worked across country. He had a case that brought him to a state on the other side of the country. He was there for about 7-8 weeks working with with the agency there, but not out of that office, basically. And then when he was done with that case, he went back home, back to his home office in his home state. He was living out of the hotel the whole time. You know, he didn't establish residency, didn't actually work out of that office, and was only there for 7 to 8 weeks. The question was, is he eligible to play for the team where he worked for 7 8 in the state where he worked for 7 to 8 weeks? The answer was no. He's not working out of that office. That's not his home state where his home office is. That would be the state that he qualifies in. So if the state is Florida and California, if he works out of the office in Florida, goes to California for 7 8 weeks to work on a case, flies back to Florida, continues to work out of his home office, lives there, he qualifies to play for a Florida team or any adjoining state to Florida. He does not qualify to play for California just because he was out there working on a case or his assignment brought him out there across country, for a short period of time.
And that's just, an example. There's been multiple examples that have been brought to our attention, and being able to just clarify those things ahead of time, to me, again, that's cool, man, that on those people's parts that they're able to ask that and not just run with it. So again, we really appreciate that kind of stuff. And I give a lot of credit to those people who are calling up and asking for eligibility stuff.
And just to touch on the individual aspect of the eligibility rules, as far as, are they do they qualify? Are they full-time law enforcement, corrections, probation, parole, retired? It's not, if you have a question about it, what I would do if I was you is maybe make a phone call or two, try to figure it out yourself. If you can't, reach out to us, obviously, and we can do our best to figure it out. But bottom line is if we find out that, once we make the phone calls, we find out that the position that they're in is a civilian position and it's not, in the law enforcement realm, they're not going to be approved. They're not going to be approved. They're not going to be eligible to play. The rules are pretty straightforward. If you guys read over them, there's also a link to that on the first page of our tournament thread. I'd link the eligibility rules. Click on that, read it over. It's super, super easy to read and understand. And if you have any questions, like I said, reach out to me, reach out to Trini, and we'll do our best to give you an accurate answer.
Yep. All right. As far as hotels, so I told these hotels that we were going to sell them out, and we did really quickly. So we were able to work out one more, and that is the Courtyard by Marriott in the Dallas Midlothian area. It's 10 minutes from the Waxahachie Fields, and it's $85 a night. So if you already have a room there, and I'll ask Dan if I'm going to call them and make sure you let them know that you're in our room block, and that for that rate, $85 a night. So they're honoring that rate from the other hotel there in Midlothian. So that's a good overflow there at the Courtyard Marriott. Next will be on the hotel. Yeah. So next we're going to break because we've got somebody who offered it up last week, called in and said that he wanted to help. I mean, he said this from the very beginning. He was like, whatever you guys need, let me know. I want to help out. So we have our friend, Terry Dugan. And the cool part about Terry is, even though he's, which if you don't know, he's going to be on here in just a second, but he's a coach of Mid-Atlantic Lockdown Lawman, 2007 PS.com Hall of Fame, Chevy Wright Award winner, 1995 USSSA champions, and 2017 PS.com World Series champions. Those dudes are always up there on top. And so Mr. Terry Dugan, he's going to be joining us here right now to be able to tell us about what he's going to offer as a part of the prize package and some of the other things that he's got. So we'll go to Terry. We've got Terry Dugan here with us. What's going on, brother?
Hey, Trini, what's happening?
Oh, man, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited because just like we were talking about before we came on, this thing is coming together. We've got like 31 teams. I think we're going to be locked in at 31 teams. And in less than 30 days to put this thing on, it doesn't happen without the support of people like you, man. So, people will give us credit, myself, Joe, and a few others for putting this thing on, but it wouldn't happen if you guys wouldn't have called me up and said, hey man, you let me know what you need to make this thing go down, and we're going to make it easy on you. So we have to give the credit to Terry. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate you helping out, man.
Don't sweat it. I'm just glad you gave us all a venue we can play at. And I know how much of a pain in the butt that was moving around, and San Antonio ain't too close to this wackahacky, but we appreciate it, brother.
Well, you don't know it, but when you watch the show, you're going to see how I was told it needed to be pronounced, because I didn't know. I was calling it Waxahachie. You have to tune in to be able to hear how to pronounce it. But for this show, we're saying Waxahachie. Hell with it.
Okay.
So,
sorry, I didn't mean to destroy it.
No, you're good, man. It's a gingerbread city. I don't think anyone from that city is going to be tuning into this show. So I think we're okay. Hey, man. So what I want to do is highlight, what you came out and you offered, and you did that when you were on the phone with us during our last podcast. But man, if you could explain to these guys, first and foremost, I'm going to thank you again for your service, man, both military and as a policeman. I truly appreciate it. And what we want to do is we want to help Terry out. Terry gives to us, gives to a lot of people throughout the circuit, always has. And we want to try to give back to him also. So Terry's got some inventory that he's got a hold of that he wants to be able to, just to let the guys know, really, this isn't Terry. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Terry's like, man, I'm not even, I'm just trying to get rid of this stuff. And if I can help some policemen out, because he knows what, some policemen are financially, strapped, and he said, man, if I can help some policemen out with some of that inventory I've got left, I want to do that. So one of the things we're going to go through some shoes that he's got, some turfs. We're going to go through a few extra items that he's got that that you might be interested in. We're going to be flashing across the bottom of the screen Terry's number. So Terry said, give him a call, let him know, send him a text. There it is right there. You can send him a text, give him a call, probably text him first, man. Let him know who you are, that you're going to be calling him. And man, just reach out to him on any of these items that you see. So we'll start with that, Terry. Well, before we even go there, what is it, man? Why jump on the horn so quickly with us to let us know?
Well,
I'll do whatever it takes.
We came out to San Antonio, and you met in the World Series, but once you come out to San Antonio, we could see that you're a good dude. You got a good heart. You got that kids program going.
Thank you.
And you put on a good show. It was fun. It was Africa Hot in June. Now it was fun, and everybody that met you knows you're a good dude. Your whole family's nice. Your wife, everybody, and putting this tournament on is there's 31 teams, but I'm sure without the COVID, you would have had a whole lot more. I know Cali guys probably would have jumped on more. The Canadian guys and so forth. It's just that with this virus thing is just tearing it up. But I sold, and I closed my store in April. Thank God, because nobody's buying bats, nobody's buying anything. And I had a baseball, basketball, soccer, all that kind of stuff, and softball store. But I had a good 8 years, and I'm glad I'm out of it. But I still have, a large amount of inventory, and I'm waiting for my friend owns D-bats here in Virginia Beach. He's taking a lot off my hands, but right now they only allow 10, 15 people in the store. You can't, in his place, you can't really operate that way so much. So what I have right now is, and I'll keep the New Balance turfs contract open for as long as I can. But I'm sitting on a lot of inventory of turfs. I'm sitting on a lot of inventory of Evo Shield mask and Rawlings mask for the infielders. And I'm sitting on these Tiger grips, and I'm just trying to unload. And when you came up and we started talking about it, and then I seen Los come out with the bats, and I said, man, you know what? I got to do something with the turfs, and I got Texas Orange turfs.
Nice.
And so I figured it would go right along.
Hell yeah, we're going to show those here. So we showed our first picture is going to be our racks of turfs that you've got there.
Yeah.
And I know that top row is kind of the sellers, the ones that are moving. I know that we're going to show one more picture. Let's see the next one that has an assortment. So if you're in the market for a mask, you've got that Tiger Grip tape, you got the shoes. Let's roll to the next picture because I think you got something that you wanted to talk about. Pretty good amount of sizes left in those New Balance.
Oh yeah. I can outfit quite a few teams,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm literally sitting on hundreds and hundreds of shoes. So, and I've got shoes positioned in Arizona, California, and Florida, and with my sellers, and with me, I'm sitting on 300-400 pairs. But I sell a lot every day.
Yeah.
Brawny just sold to his baseball team. I sold about a dozen pairs in the last couple of days. He's got an LAPD baseball team that he's got rolling, and but I mean, we I'm not living and dying anything by what I got in inventory right now. I'm just trying to move them out and come to Texas and have a good time.
Awesome.
But if anybody wants to buy any turfs, any of my turfs you see, and Trinity was nice enough to promote it. You got my phone number there. Just text me, call me. It's $50 ship. I'll even throw in a free pair of a free what do you call it, Tiger Grip in there. You just tell me you want 0.5, 1, or 1.5, and I'll throw that in there.
That's cool, man.
For the police.
That's cool, man. Now this is before a certain date. We got their shoes. I think it was if you order a pair of turfs, you can pick some of that Tiger tape, correct?
Yeah,
Tiger Grip.
If you that'll go as long as I got it, and I literally have 300-400 Tiger Grips. So I mean,
awesome.
If anybody, so as long as I got pairs of shoes, and that that deal will go as long for the police, and then
awesome.
the obviously the 12 pair for the upper and lower divisions. So that's 24 pairs of turfs going there.
Jesus, man, that is freaking awesome, man.
Yeah, like I said,
I'm telling you, dude. Yeah, I mean, you think about a tournament where they've had bats going to championship teams on both levels, shoes going to championship teams on both levels. I mean, man, you're already kicking butt, man. This is one hell of a prize package.
Well, me and Los, he jumped on board to help sponsor this quasi Toys for Tots and conference type thing we got going. And by next year, we're going to plan on, once the COVID gets done, we're going to plan on doing the B conference and do maybe, but obviously our priority is police tournaments. But we want to do, I want a conference group of guys to compete because we beat all the top teams.
I'm telling you.
We had Purcell by 18 runs in the second inning and lost by 1 in the sixth inning or seventh inning. And but there's a reason why they're major conference. And we was in Toys for Tots and we came in second. But we, it was when you got 2,000 dope smoking people sitting here looking at you. There was more dope being smoked at Palm Springs in December. It was comical, man, but we had a blast with it, man.
Yeah, and, man, you got a great reputation, man. I mean, I'm telling you, people are like, dude, those are cops. You kidding me, man? These dudes, and they freak out. So I think it's really cool, man. And we hear about it. Like I said, we had Denny Crine on the show, a couple other people, man. They know you guys. They roll with you guys. So it's pretty neat, man, that y'all represent us like that.
Yeah.
In the
Denny's class act, Denny.
I agree. Well, let's show that orange shoe that we've got. Texas orange right there. It's that burnt orange. That's nice, man. That is sweet.
Everything from size 15 down to a 9. And I don't got no 8s or 7s or anything like that. But 15 down to a 9.
Sal could be in trouble. But I'll tell you what, we could just wrap his feet with that grip tape. Mm.
You got a guy that's less than 9.
He might be.
Oh, Lord.
That's why he's so fast.
Yeah, that's probably right.
But I'll tell you what, man, Terry, you had something that you were, originally when Terry announced this, he said, hey, I got these Texas orange. I'm going to give them away. But you just said something before we came on, man, I think is super neat. And you want to share with those teams?
At first, I was thinking just Texas orange for the winners of both divisions. But any team that wins, some guys might not want to look. The Texas orange is like Desert Storm type shoes. But if you decide black, white, or Carolina blue is your thing, or if I have the sizes, I'll throw them in. We'll make it work. Like I said, I'm sitting on a lot of inventory, so but you get 12 pairs for your team. So if your colors are black, white, or Carolina blue, or black,
nice,
camo, something like that. Yes. The triple black, honestly, guys, I only had like 5-6 pairs of them left. But they're the most popular color and size out there. But
Well, it's more of a headache, man. But the fact that you said, call me up, the winning teams, have your coach call me up, tell me what you're looking for, and I'll work with them and see what I got. Worst case scenario is you're getting some cool orange turfs. Worst case scenario. And man, I'll tell you what, when you're getting any kind of turf, you be happy. You be happy you're getting it. So that's cool,
and the
man.
New Balance lasts. The New Balance is by far the best sellers out there. New Balance didn't come out with a color for this year. These came out last year, but they're considered 2020. But new, being like the China thing and everything, but they're coming out in January with new styles. But so that'll be a better deal. So
yeah,
we'll go from there.
That'll work, man. Terry, I can't thank you enough, man. I'll tell you. And one more time, let's throw that number across there. Help this man out, man. You find it in your heart.
Yeah, I ain't counting pennies here, but
Let me ask you this, Terry.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Do you have kids sizes then?
No.
No kid sizes in anything.
Yeah, I've got kid sizes in molded and metal cleats. So, and only colors I got is gray and black. So if anybody wants them, but it's gray and black. I got molded and metal cleats. But once again, the sizes are, you got to go size specific. And my friend at D-Bat sells a lot of those for me, but I have them in stock.
Okay. The reason I was asking is thinking about trying to help you out, man. If there might be something we can do with Shields for Kids where maybe we can find a team that's maybe, not so well off in a certain area. And maybe we can, through our police athletic league, maybe Shields for Kids can buy some on the side. Shields for Kids can buy some shoes from you guys, man. And maybe we can outfit a team together and we can help get some of that inventory off your hands. And, we'll be in a position after this tournament, because we're going to have some raffles for Shields for Kids. We're going to have some, hey, man, we're going to have a gun, maybe 2. We're going to have some bats. We're going to have some really cool raffle items that are going to be there. And we're going to get more into that into the next show. But through some of these proceeds, that's where I'm coming from, being able to buy, maybe some shoes for a team,
Well, Trini, look for a box coming from me. You'll have some raffle prizes in there, and they'll be police related. Like I got a hoodie, blue line hoodie.
That's cool, man.
Stuff like that, and a couple of backpacks and stuff like that. You'll have a box coming your way.
Awesome.
But hey, Trini, I don't know if your kids for a thing, but I'm sitting on anywhere from 300 to 400 pairs of soccer cleats for kids.
Well, then there you go.
At that sizes, I got everything from 1 or 12 to 11. So if you got some of that, I'm just trying to move them out.
Awesome. Then we'll get with you after this show. We'll see what we can work out. We'll find a soccer team somewhere where we're some underprivileged areas. And then we as Shields for Kids, with our officers, we go out and we provide for these kids in the community that are in need. And the number one thing about our organization is we're not a check writing organization. There has to be an interaction. There has to be a give amongst the officers to the children directly. That's the stipulation with our organization because we're trying to foster that relationship between the children and law enforcement. So those shoes would end up being presented by officers in uniform in their off-duty time to these children on this soccer team. So we'll get with you and we'll make it happen. But for now, Terry, I can't thank you enough for everything that you're doing for us, man. We truly appreciate it. And I know your screen just went black. There you are.
I'm there, but Dan McIntyre is trying to call in, and I kind of declined him right now. But
sorry, Dan. Sorry, we got him right now. He's ours. But now we were just on the phone with Dan earlier today. So, but hey, Terry, thank you so much. Please don't forget to reach out to him. Help this man out. He's not asking for it. I'm asking for him. Please help him.
I appreciate it. I'm trying to get rid of some inventory, guys, and get back into the real estate game a bit more than I am now. I ain't selling another bat as long as I live.
Gotcha, man. Hey, Terry, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. Thank your wife for helping. Thank your wife, please, for helping you out with the technological part of it.
I ain't known for my technicalities, abilities.
All right, brother.
I'll see you later.
I'll see you, man.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, man. So, Terry, thank you so much again for all that you do for the circuit and all that you've, volunteered to do over the years to make things happen, man. We really appreciate it. I can't tell you how many times people call up or talk to me about you and what you've done throughout all these years in that circuit. And again, we appreciate your service in the military, law enforcement, and now, even in retirement, you're still helping out, man. So thank you so much for that.
Thanks,
Joe.
man.
I know this is a short show, but we just wanted to get down to business and let everybody know what was going on. Any final thoughts?
Just like we said earlier, just try to get your rosters and payments in as soon as possible. That'll help us out tremendously. And look over your rosters as you're putting them in. And if you have any eligibility questions, reach out to us and we'll help you out. Yeah.
All right then. All right. It's a short show, but if you've got any comments, anything like that, we are going to come to you again. We'll announce it, man. If we got some things that have come up, then we're going to make sure. What do you got, Deanna? Let me see here. Oh yeah. We're definitely going to talk about that. So make sure that you don't forget about our conference. So Keepers of the Peace conference coming up, and that's in San Antonio on April the 12th through the 14th. It's going to be a really cool conference. A lot of great questions that are going to be answered, whether it's finance, retirement, investments, business. There's social media presence. I mean, there's all kinds of things that are going to take place there inside the hotel. We got our CrossFit gym that I think we're going to be narrowing down here soon for a CrossFit breakout session. Our Horace Gracie interview is going to be coming up here soon concerning our conference. So we got a lot of stuff that's coming up, and you're going to find out all about it there at the Waxahachie complex. And we're going to be doing our show from there. So we're going to be interviewing some people there at the show and kind of have our own little podcast kind of deal there live from the or I don't know about live, we may have to record it, but from the complex itself. So it's going to be neat. All right, Joe, I appreciate you being here, especially before you head into work. And Deanna, thank you so much for everything. Everybody out there, we'll come back to, we'll come back to you with something really, really special in the next one. And when I say special, I mean it's something that's very unique that not just anyone can do. That person's going to be here to join us on our next show. And he's got a crystal ball that he likes to look into. And I think that when he looks into that crystal ball, there are things that appear only to this individual. So that'll be coming up on the next show. I'm excited about that one. It's going to be very entertaining. Make sure that you go to my YouTube channel. If you can, please subscribe and hit that notification bell there. Once you subscribe, hit the little notification bell on the right, hit the top notification bell, and you'll be notified whenever a show comes out. Cool. All right then. Well, this is Trini for Joe. I appreciate it again, man. And we'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget, I got your 6, man.